99.3 Nigeria for the nation's number one news, talk and sports radio. I'm Sheriff Quadry. This is the Morning Crossfire. We're back again. Last year on the Morning Crossfire, we had the fellows from Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism under the Female Reporters Leadership Program right here on the phone in the studio to talk about their report, what they did. Well, after that batch, we told you that we will make sure that we continue this advocacy to make sure that we shine the light on some of the great jobs being done by female reporters in Nigeria as a whole, not just in Lagos, in Nigeria as a whole. Well, we are about to fulfill that promise to you this morning, because this today marks the beginning of another round, of another session of deep-rooted analysis and conversation about the impact female journalists are having on our society via the reportage. Welcome. Remember that you can watch us live on Facebook, Twitter, and, of course, YouTube. On Facebook and YouTube, just search for Nigeria Info 99.3. That is Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook and YouTube. On Twitter, we are at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. That is at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. On Instagram, we are at Nigeria Info FM Lagos. Thank you. You can always send me your thoughts as well via our WhatsApp portal. The WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805. Now, this morning on the show, we have guests in the studio to talk about. You know, I said it from the beginning when I was launching this belt in the beginning, and we talked about. I told you that we're going to be looking at female pregnancy, teenage motherhood. Now, it takes two to tango, right? One person get dropped off, the other person, the other party, gets to continue with his education. That thing, they pain me. But don't worry, we'll get to it much later on. Let me introduce my guest very quickly. I have Toyin Adewuni here. She is a program officer at Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism, Female Reporters Leadership Program. Toyin, a very lovely morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
You look beautiful. Oh, this is nice.
It's Valentine.
Oh, yes. It's Valentine. It's true. I like that. Welcome. How has it been, Toyin?
Okay, so it's been so far so good, I would say. Like Sheriff said, we are here again. This is 2020, and the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism has once again launched 20 new fellows.
Whoa, 20?
Yes, 20 new fellows, in addition to the 33 that we initially had under the Female Reporters Leadership Program.
Right.
Where we build the skills, the capacity, the finesse of female reporters to become leaders in their newsrooms,
right,
and to be intentional leaders, even in all areas of their lives.
Right.
So I'm here. I'm here today to support Kike, who is one of the 2019 fellows. She's going to be talking about her story.
Yeah.
And the remaining fellows also will be featured on this program, talking about diverse topics ranging from female genital mutilation to teenage pregnancy to rape to kidnap and what have you.
Indeed. Kela Moduevo is here. She is the one. She's the reason why we're here today. Kike, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Sheriff.
You look amazing, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
No, I'll come to you very soon, Kike, because I have to start with you formally. Mrs. Gladys Osai is here. She is from the Lagos State Technical and Vocational Education Board. Mrs. Gladys, good morning to you.
Good morning,
It's good to see you.
You too.
And I like your glasses.
Oh, thank
I
you.
use glasses too.
I can see you. You
Welcome.
look good. Happy Valentine.
Happy Valentine's to you. You see, just me, 3 ladies.
Oh,
Am I not lucky?
you are.
I am a lucky person. Join our conversation about teenage pregnancy. What is your thoughts? Why do you think that these young girls have to go through a lot once they get pregnant for a man or a boy, whichever way you want to put it. I want to hear your thought. Please send me your thought via Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and how the society has treated them. I want to hear from the bottom of your heart, whether you're a lady or a man. Please share your thought with me. You can also send me your thought via WhatsApp. The WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805. Kike, let me quickly come to you. What prompted you to do this story? Why did you decide to do this story?
Okay, the first time I visited the Laje community in Bariga, it's a fishing community. I had been there. I'm a reporter, by the way.
Right.
I had been there for other stories. And one of the things that caught my attention when I was there was the number of children within that community. And I started asking. And it got to my attention that more teenage girls, instead of being in school, are mothers. And so I told myself if I had another opportunity to come back to that community, I'm going to run a story on it. And so when the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism provided the opportunity of Report Women,
Right.
it just jumped on me that this was a story I was going to do for the Report Women 2019 project.
Well, I saw the video. I've watched the video, and it was quite sad when I saw that video. But tell us, what exactly did you find out when you commenced that report?
I could see poverty. I could see a cycle of generational and unemployment where women are concerned that if we do not do something urgently about these girls in communities, slum communities like
Right.
Makoko, then there's a problem for the future. So I spoke with one of them, Toyin Omogunle, who told me that she had to drop out of school when she was in SS1 and she had never gone back to school.
She also said that
afterwards.
she had friends, two other friends,
Yeah, she had
who suffered
two
the
other
same
friends,
fate.
yes, who suffered the same thing. And fortunately for her, she had an opportunity to now learn a skill, which was what my advocacy was about, that if they can't be given opportunity to go back to school, can they learn a skill to break that cycle of poverty that is endemic in fishing communities?
Why do you think it's hard for them to go back to school after giving birth? Is it societal? Is it systemic? Or is it just personal decision not to go back to school? Do you think they're being ridiculed? Do you think they're being subjected to some kind of discrimination in the society? What exactly did she tell you?
It's a combination of a lot of things. The families are not ready to support them. For instance, when it first happened, her mom had to throw out of the house that I can raise you and I can raise the baby.
Oh my.
Then the stigma is there too. There's a circle in communities like that who think that, well, you're pregnant and so you are a misfit. There's this social isolation that girls of Toyin's age suffer when they go through unplanned pregnancy journey
Right,
like that.
right.
So the society doesn't see them as normal or proper. So it's again to reinforce that there should be a second chance for moms like Toyin, who may have fallen prey to teenage pregnancy.
What-
And then advocacy should also be on watching out for family planning options,
Right.
so that they do not go into unplanned sex. You know, today's Valentine.
Right. Unprotected.
Unprotected sex. We should
Right.
also be talking about that too.
Right.
We don't have more people having unplanned pregnancy. And if we do have, then there should also be provision for them.
Mrs. Osa, this shines a light on sexual education. At what point do you think parents should talk to their children about sex education? At what point? Because it's almost looking like it's a taboo here in this society when you, as a parent, talking to a child, a boy or a girl, about sex. It's almost like you're exposing him or her to danger. At what point should parents start talking to them about sex?
That's good. You know, when we were growing up,
Right.
it was really a taboo for your parents to begin to talk about sex. Anything about sex should not be mentioned. You should even watch the television. That's for me,
Right.
as I was growing up. But today we can see that things have really changed. Technology has exposed our young ones to these things
forcefully, whether they wanted to be exposed or not.
So these things are open to them today. So as parents, even from when the child begins to know my bum,
right,
you know your private part, you know where is your breast, the parents, especially the mothers, because they are the ones always in the house with them, they should start to educate them. This part of your body, don't allow so person, boys, to touch it. It belongs to you alone. And if anyone is coming close to your private part, make sure you shout and always tell me. They should start as early as possible. The world is no longer the way it used to be before.
Right, indeed. I will still stay with you, Mrs. Osa.
Okay.
I am glad that you mentioned that parents should start talking to young children about sex, about awareness, about their body parts.
Yes.
But is that what is obtainable now? If you look around, is that what our parents have started to do right now? Is this something that we have inculcated right now?
I don't think so.
Why is this so? Why do we still feel, in quote, ashamed to talk to our kids about sex?
I still feel that parents in this part of the world, we still look or behave timid, even though we are educated, in quotes. You understand? So
right.
If we as parents begin to see what the children see early, it's better for them to learn from you, the parents. So I think that timidity is still in our blood until we begin to flush that blood out of us and bring in the modern blood, transfuse the modern blood into our system. We will know that we should not hide these things from the children.
Kike, let me quickly track back to you. You spoke with Toyin. You saw her. I saw her. It's what she must have gone through is better imagined than experienced. What did you see exactly? What did she tell you about what she's had to deal with in terms of trying to fit in?
She had to deal with social isolation, because it first happened from our own immediate family. They had sent her to school. Nobody expected that she would become pregnant in the journey towards educating her.
Right.
So there was a disconnect between her and her family. Her teachers were also disappointed in her. But one of her teachers eventually encouraged her to pick up a life skill, which was tailoring. Okay. She's still undergoing that training now. Indeed. Hopefully, I do not expect that she also gets pregnant again, because as at the time I was there, she already has two. So I hope that she manages to finish with her training so that she can be economically independent. For teenage moms in Ilaje community like that, most of them do not have any life skill. They don't have any form of training, and they do not go back to school. So it's a cycle of poverty in that kind of environment.
Right.
And the Sustainable Development Goal says nobody should be left behind.
Absolutely.
So I wish that there's more awareness from her. The Lagos State government, I know they have different vocational skills around.
Right.
If there's more awareness on where these vocational training centers can be found, girls like Toyin can be helped. If they don't want to go back to school, they can also pick a skill from these vocational training centers. Maybe they could also go back to the vocational centers. I know there are technical schools where they can also, improve their skills. All in all, we now have a meaningful society where we can always go. If you don't want to be trained in the formal sector, people like Toyin can provide more skills in the informal sector.
Do you think pregnant girls should be allowed to still go to school while pregnant? Because there's been a huge argument in that space as well, that once a girl gets pregnant, the discrimination starts. The stigmatization starts. She gets to stop going to school. Why did she get to stop going to school?
I honestly believe that if the boy is not stopped from going to school, why would you stop the girl from going to school?
Mrs. Osa, what do you think?
Wow. If the boy is not stopped from going to school, why should you stop the girl from going to school? We should also know that these girls are human beings too. And a girl's dreams, aspirations should not come to an halt because they made mistakes. So these are girls, they should be given a second chance. Maybe between the period of pregnancy to when she puts to bed, she can be out of school to be able to take care of herself. Right. Because it is not really easy when you are pregnant. Even they are married ones.
Even adults.
Yes, even the adults. So if they're out of school for that period, as soon as they give birth, they should be given a second chance to go back to school. And that will not stop them from becoming what they really want to become. Just like you have mentioned, technical and vocational education.
Right.
Is a system where these girls with second chance who are ready to go back to school can come to the technical school, especially if they have their JS3 results. They can come to the technical school, continue their education alongside with learning skills. So the technical and vocational education is not just a vocational center. You do physics, chemistry, biology. So you can even become a medical doctor.
Right.
You can become a nurse.
Right.
You can be an engineer if you are able to come to the technical and vocational centers. But then for those of them who cannot accommodate academic work
And taking care of kids.
Yes, those ones should go to vocational center. Just like you mentioned, we have so many of them in Lagos State.
Why is it hard for these young girls to get support from the home? Because most times from Tony Akikelomo's report, it's obvious that Tony didn't get the required support that she needed.
Yes. Parents, especially in those communities, poverty-stricken communities, they see that as a taboo. Why should you come and spoil my family name? So get out of the house. They send them out of the house, not because they could not support them, but they feel that these ones have brought shame to them. So anything that is of shame to them, they just send them out of their presence. And that has not helped us in any way.
Right.
It has helped in, continuing the poverty lineage.
Right.
Because from that child, it goes to even her own child, just like the story she has narrated.
Indeed.
Yes.
Let's open up the phone lines and get to hear what people have got to say. When we take a few calls, we go on a break. Then we'll come back to talk about contraceptives, availability, education about contraceptives. If you're joining us, this is the Morning Crossfire. We're talking teenage pregnancy and the opportunity to get my phone lines are buzzing already. I'll still release the phone lines for the sake of those who are just joining us for the very first time. The opportunity is given to teenage mothers at second chance at achieving whatever it is that they want to achieve. Here are the lines you can call.
Call us on 01-277-0993, 01-277-1993, 01-277-2993, and 01-277-3993. This is Nigeria Info. We are listening.
Listen, if you went through the same thing, if you're a teenage mother or you've been there before, we would like to hear your experience as well. Feel free. And we have a special line for you. Just you alone. Just you, if you're a female. The line is 01-277-0993. Just you alone. 01-277-0993. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Lola. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Lola.
Okay, I would like to ask, just like this whole female stigmatization thing, women get pregnant in university and they are still allowed to go to classes.
True.
So how come girls get pregnant in secondary school and then they are neglected by their parents and the guys are being allowed? Like it is a man's world. That is very, very wrong.
Lola, you're saying it's not fair that girls should be allowed as well.
Fair. Yeah, it is not. It is really not.
All right, Lola. Thank you for talking to me. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Oge. I'm calling from Ikorodu Road.
Welcome, okay. Welcome.
Thank you. I would like to speak on the issue of your teenage pregnancy, which is the topic for today.
Right.
Yeah, my mother used to work in that community as a nurse,
Okay.
and she also helped this kid at those period.
Oh, we lost Oge's call. Okay, do try and call us back. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sheriff,
Yes, please.
I'm sad in my heart, and
It is sad. It is
yes, it is sad. And you see, I appreciate what your guests are doing, the women are doing.
sad. Right.
But I think that we need to begin to change the narrative. The issue is not about the girl child alone. We need to begin to make the boys understand that it is a circle we are building, and is a keg of gunpowder that we are sitting on.
Sure.
That is the only reason why our population growth is growing at 3%, and our growth rate is just about 2 point something. Look, we are building a society that is going to explode. It's going to explode. Seriously. And I won't lie to you. I tell people, you see, the kind of music and things that go on in society today, the social media is to blame as well. The music and everything it has the impact on these kids. You see, the message that is being passed across is not something that both boys and girls are holding on to as values.
Right.
Sincerely. And it is a whole war for every one of us.
I hear you.
Both the man in the family, both the mother in the family, both the society, everybody needs to rise up and look at this matter. It is a serious one.
I hear you. I hear you. Thank you so much for talking to me. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, is that Nigeria Info?
Yes, you're live. You're live. What's
Yeah,
your-
my name is Bolaji Tomates from Isolo.
Welcome.
You see, the program you guys are doing this morning is very encouraging. That's number one. And I have a life testimony I wanted to share with you.
Talk to us.
That we parents, we shouldn't shy away from any questions, either good or bad, from our child or our children. I have a boy of 10 years. On Saturday last week, a guy was asking me, Daddy, what is the usage of condom? I wanted to shy away from it, but at the end of the day, the guy told them that they taught them in elementary classes.
Right.
So initially, I invited my wife. We started the guy together. I brought out a condom in my home to tell him this is the condom, this is the usage. Then I warned him that this is not the right time for you
Right.
to be thinking about this. Then the guy quickly told me that it is when he attained the poverty age, according to what the teacher told them.
Oh,
I was scared.
Fantastic.
Did you understand what we are saying? Because if parents are not telling them the truth, they will go to others that can mislead them to tell them the truth.
Right.
Thank you very much. I really like the program.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's to you. In case you are just joining us, you're welcome. And we're looking at how we can empower our teenage mothers. How can the society help them? Welcome. My phone lines are still buzzing, but I need to go to break right now. When I return, my guest in the studio will continue the conversation with me alongside with you as well. Don't forget that we're live on Facebook and YouTube. We're streaming live there. Drop your comment. I can see your comments already, but I'll take them when we return. The YouTube address and the Facebook address is Nigeria Info 99.3. Nigeria Info 99.3. The WhatsApp line is also very up and active. The WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. We're back in a moment.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the nation's #1 news, talk and sports radio station. This morning we're looking at empowering teenage mothers in Nigeria. A whole lot surround this particular conversation that we're having, and we will not stop having it. Kikela Modiebo brought us all here in conjunction with Wale Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism in their Female Reporters Leadership Program. And we have been looking at what the society has in this particular development. Our teenage mothers, what are we doing? Are we even doing enough to protect them? Well, I have Oluwatoyin Adewuni in the studio. Kikela Modiebo is also here, and Mrs. Asa from the state government is also here as well in the studio. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Your thoughts are pouring in online. I will take them at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. On Facebook and YouTube, it's Nigeria Info 99.3, and on WhatsApp, it's the number is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805. I want to take a comment on WhatsApp. Let's take this comment from WhatsApp very quickly. Hello, Sheriff. Good morning to you and the guest in this studio. If there is any factor that contributes immensely, albeit unfortunately, to the poverty chain in this country, it is the it is a high rate of teenage pregnancy and the way it's handled by the society. In most communities, once a child is impregnated, that is the end of school. For and the families affected would quickly arrange for introduction, and boom, the poor girl is turned to a sex and baby making machine by a boy who doesn't even know how to take care of himself. This is a trend in the country, and it's quite saddening. You didn't put your name there, but thanks for sending that in. Ibrahim Abdul Kabir says, what happened to educating our children about complete abstinence? I do not blame these children because they were not educated about this, but complete abstinence is the solution. Music, social media is a source of that evil. Thank you for sending that in, Abdul Kadir. Let's look at who is this. Okay, I'm not following with your message, but thanks for sending in it. Your name is Chris. Chris said teenage pregnancy is a serious problem that must be handled seriously. Our teenage girls suffer for what they never planned for. Sometimes they are raped. Other times they are coerced or deceived to have sex by men. Parents must teach their children sex education. Again, any man that gets any girl pregnant must pay for it. I agree that the boy should stop school if the girl should stop. Chris from Lagos, thank you. Tony, let me come to you. Chris mentioned something very vital here: sex education for our teenagers. How important is this, and do we have such in our schools?
So I think sex education, to a very great extent, would have been the curb for teenage pregnancy. And like you said, do we have it? I don't think we have it to some certain extent, but I don't think that it's enough. I don't think that the schools are doing enough. I don't think that the schools are empowering the guardian and counseling units. Okay. Do we even have enough? Do we have enough guardian counselors? Especially in public schools, in public schools, in private schools, where these children you will create the environment for the children. Right. For the girls to come, but immediately the girls, try to assess a counselor. It's more like, so I think the counselors have a lot of work to do so that the girls can be free, right, to come to them, to share their thoughts, and then you have a lot, even teachers, not only the counselors, even I think teachers who call themselves parents should also take it up. And as much as possible, try to educate these girls, discourage them from having, early sex, discourage them from, preach abstinence to them.
Right.
And, let them tell them the dignity.
Why do they feel shy to talk to their teachers or their guidance and counselors in their schools?
So
why do they feel timid about talking?
They haven't created the environment for them to be free. They've made it they've made it stiff, they've made it inaccessible, that even though the unit is there, the girls cannot feel free. So I think it has to do with the psychology of the counselor. So if you have someone who is 10, who shouts at the children, is they would not be free. But if you have someone who has a friendly disposition, a friendly nature, who smiles,
who is approachable,
them,
who people see that they can talk to,
who say, come and talk to me, let's talk, they will be free.
Mr. Sai, you wanna add something to it?
Yes, I agree with you totally. Most of the teachers who call themselves counselors, I don't think they really have what it takes to be a counselor. Maybe some of them just felt that, okay, I couldn't get admission for so and so, let me go for guidance counseling. Because if you have a passionate counselor, they know how to pull these children close to themselves. I remember when I was teaching, because I taught for some years, my students were very close to me because I'm somebody that brings them close, even to the boys.